This is the first episode. First ever episode, guys.
For those not informed, that was the sound of a jewel.
I want to start off by saying
there's no visual accompaniment. Let me tell you, it was vaping.
you can definitely hear that.
he took a fat rip.
The thing I want to start off by saying is assholes. You know, I feel like
Everybody got one.
this podcast is gonna be
Full of assholes.
But at the same time, I feel like if we're accused of being assholes, I feel like everyone's an asshole. You know, like I feel like it's just on a level, on a I guess it's on a spectrum, guys.
To me, for the most part, an asshole is just a person that says what other people are thinking.
I guess, yeah.
They don't want to because
Yeah.
of social norms and.
Yeah, but I feel like
manners.
everyone on some level is an asshole. Like everyone's been an asshole. Everyone has some asshole quality to them.
And tendencies and like
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's just levels. Like some people are just more asshole than others.
People are able to hold it in more, which is why they die early from heart disease.
That's what's crazy because like there's people that also let like their anger get them, and that kills you so early.
Exactly.
Being angry at everything. I'm so not like that. I'm so like de-stressed all the time.
I'm the one who used to have like the worst temper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember one time I actually broke my 6th grade teacher's ankle.
What the fuck? How did you do that?
How are you
I
not
put-
in juvie?
Shut up! Shut up!
Those records have been sealed, actually.
I got my record clean, goddamn.
And now on this podcast, they're gonna find you.
I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna keep her name anonymous because she's probably pretty easy to find. But she was an older lady. I was getting into this fight with this kid named Omar, and he was pissing me off because he was throwing spitballs, like actual spitballs. And I was like, I told him, "Yo, stop it, or I'm gonna have to put you on your neck." And this is in 6th grade. You gotta remember, this is Rowdy Alex. Alex right now is like
I've never seen Rowdy Alex.
Oh no, that's because it takes a lot for me to get rowdy. So I tell him to stop. He keeps going, and at the end of the period, he goes up to my desk, just slaps me.
God damn.
I get up,
I would never.
I pick him up, slam him on the table, start punching him, throw him on the ground, and proceed to just drop a desk on him, drop a chair on him, grab another desk and another chair, and then she tries to break up the fight, but it's like, I've always been a big guy. I used to be chubby. Now I'm fat, but I used to be chubby. So,
Was anyone recording?
sadly,
This
that was in the
a
age.
while ago, okay?
That's literally the transition between like
World Star?
Yeah.
it was like literally,
Almost on
the
literally
cusp.
like a year
I was
before.
gonna start
World-
searching for his video on World Star. I was like, where is it?
Like the only
Chubby
World-
kid breaks teacher's ankle.
like, dude, this is literally a year before World Star videos were like the shit. Because it was a transition from like, you remember those phones that were like should be like imitation sidekicks?
Damn right.
You had to flip. Flip
It was like
I had a
you're holding
sidekick.
it still portrait, but like the screen goes horizontal.
yeah,
Those are-
all of those like sliding phones.
Yeah.
It was in that age.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, I had a sidekick and I had no service on it. I still loved it.
You know what? Aim.
Aim
I
was
used it,
everything.
right? Yeah, I used
Oh my
aim.
god.
It was bad.
That's
Yeah.
see, like I like that story brings me to an important part. I think bullies are very important. I'm not saying that kid was your bully, but I think like kids picking on each other is very important.
It
in
does
school.
make you hardened.
It makes you hardened. It makes you realize that life is not always going to be easy and
Yeah.
like go right for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't agree with bullying to the point where like you're actually hitting another kid, but like teasing and then whatever. Like I think that's
that-
cool. Like even though I was always the youngest and usually smallest person in my class, I was actually a bully to a few kids. One kid for like 7 years straight. We went to the same middle school and high school, and now I see him every now and again. We're cool with each other because it's like I never did anything crazy like or like emotionally damaging. It was just like teasing and.
That's why too. Whenever I do decide to have a kid and I introduce video games into
Yeah.
their lives, I'm not gonna let them win.
Oh yeah,
they're not being let to win.
That whole letting kids win thing
Hell
is stupid.
no.
It's
You beat me when you actually have
Exactly.
to beat me.
No.
Fuck out of here.
You know what? John took it a step further when we were younger. I was really like extremely bad at all video games. None of them I was good at.
I'm still hard.
I'm only bad at competitive games.
Oh shit.
especially when you're competing against the computer.
Was my laugh piercing?
It wasn't piercing, but that's just to be safe.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so
On the fly adjustments.
So we do.
Yeah,
That's how we do it.
we're gonna iron out the kinks.
It's a brand name mixer over here.
So yeah, so when me and John were younger, I had the N64, but he's the one who got like a lot of the better games because he was a teenager, and my mom followed the ESRB BS.
Oh
Really?
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
If she saw
Yeah.
a T or M, it's
He was
it's a dub.
No, para usted, no.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah, so
Translation for you, no.
thanks, Micah. Resident Hispanic Micah.
We'll
Sorry,
always
L
speak
Micah.
Spanish, but you'll translate.
So yeah, he would have all the awesome games, like specifically like say Rayman was one of them.
Yeah.
and then 007.
Oh man.
Yeah. So every time we play GoldenEye, he would tell me, "Oh, you're playing," and he'll tell me I'm in the game. But guess what? He never plugged in my
That's
controller.
how you do
God.
it. That's
Yeah,
how you do it,
That's how
man.
you whip your
Because he was like, I'm not even gonna hurt your feelings. I'm gonna let you believe you. I'm gonna let you believe you played the game, but you didn't actually play shit.
Dude, I was an asshole though. I remember I was playing Mario Party with my brother. If he was here, he would probably go on a rant about it.
Yeah.
But we were playing this mini game where like the goal is to dodge shit, and I told him that was the opposite of the goal, and that's
Okay.
how I won.
Oh God.
And I feel like a scumbag now because I'm like, shit.
See, I was
such
the
an asshole.
only child, so I never got that experience. I got the reverse of that experience though when my 8-year-old godbrother beat me at a Naruto fighting game.
Oh shit.
Because I went to his house one day. I've never watched Naruto or played any of those fighting games. So he was like, "Hey, play this game with me." I'm like, all right, cool. Who am I playing as? Why is this guy wearing green? Why is his hair shaped like that? I found out later it's Rock Lee, and he's just like button mashing, destroying me. I'm like trying to get one attack off. I'm like, I can't do this. And he wiped the floor with me.
I didn't get that experience with fighting games until I was an adult. When I went against one of our coworkers.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
who is he at some point was a nationally ranked Soul Calibur player.
yeah,
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
yeah. So
Records have not been found yet. And if I didn't see it, I don't believe it.
you remember that gaming tournament we had a while back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at that one, I thought because I'm really good at Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3.
Okay.
Thing is, he's much more gooder.
He's much more gooder.
He's much
The
more gooder.
most
at
more
it.
gooder.
He's the most more goodest
Oh my
gooder.
Better.
So he completely spanked me. I didn't even touch him.
Wow.
He had a perfect win.
Good gosh.
Yeah, and I already believe I'm a pretty good player at the game. So that just ruined my entire life.
That's terrible.
And that's in adulthood. So
Yeah.
it hurts even more because you're very aware of what happened.
I don't know. I found out at an early age that I'm not into fighters. I don't know. I just get my ass beat all the time.
I'm only into fighters if I like the franchise, like
I like Smash.
Injustice. I like
Yeah.
because I like comic book stuff. So
Yeah, yeah.
I bought
Okay.
both of them. I would never go online because I don't want to cry.
Yeah.
I enjoy playing, the campaign and stuff like that. And one of my favorite, I don't even call it's a fighting game technically. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters on
We were playing that
GameCube.
yesterday.
Yeah, we had it set up on
no,
PC.
2 days ago. Yeah,
That is one of my favorite games, like fighting games.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Unfortunately, the emulator was being weird with it.
Yeah.
Where, like we would play one
I
round.
think it might be the ROM.
Yeah, maybe we would get a different ROM, but we would play one round and it would just crash.
Oh, man.
But we were trying to set it up so that we could stream that shit too.
Because like watching the new Godzilla movie, I'm just like, I want to play this game again.
Yeah.
They need to remaster or do something because
what's cool is with the Steam Link,
Yo,
dude. You can
You
connect
should be able to run
multiple-
it on your phone.
Yeah?
I run GameCube.
Oh yeah, because it's a
mine.
very like
And yours is better than mine.
basic. Yeah, it's a basic
Yeah.
game. Oh yeah, I gotta
No,
look
but
it
we
up.
can get it set up for the
So
stream.
the-
We can have multiple controllers.
Oh, that would be
too.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
The
god.
Steam Link is set up right here too.
That,
So
yeah, we gotta do that.
this shit is dope.
Yes, you could use Dolphin Emulator. That's available
Oh,
for Android.
yeah. I used to use Dolphin browser back in the day.
Dolphin browser, damn.
Oh yeah, they used to. That was their side hustle.
Yeah.
So they could gather money for the Dolphin Emulator.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
When I
But it was really good though. It was really good.
When I first started using my a smartphone, that was Dolphin browser was my alternative to like the
Is that
basic,
like gone now?
yeah,
I don't know. I haven't used anymore. Now I just use Chrome. I know I'm
Yeah,
whatever, but I use Chrome.
Chrome's come a long way on mobile because originally you remember when it used to be just called browser.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's when Dolphin was popular.
exactly. It was an alternative to the installed browser, so I just used Dolphin.
Yeah.
It ran way better.
Yeah, it ran better. It had better like tabs and
Yeah.
all that. It just had
Management
better
and everything.
organization,
Mhm.
bookmarks, all that.
100%.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's But yeah, I'm an only child, unlike these two, so I don't have a lot of the same experiences as them, and I think I'm better for it. Honestly, I'm tell you right now, man. Anytime someone tells me about any experience they had with an older or younger sibling, I'm just like, yo, I'm so glad I didn't go through that.
It's not black.
Even when it's like a what? Even when it's like a heartwarming or touching moment, like, oh man, when I gave my little brother a kidney, it made me realize what life was about. I'm like, yo, I have both my kidneys, and let me tell you, man, they're just doing good work right
Imagine the
now.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
It's doing-
So he's
yeah.
I want to give Richard Lewis his
Wait, let me stop it right there because I only consider giving a kidney if it's actually deserved. If it's caused by alcoholism, you can forget about it.
Nah,
You can die.
That was a
can
made
die,
up, that was a
Jesus.
made up story. I don't really want to give it a kidney. The important part is that I lie a lot, just naturally. It
Make
just
it
comes
sound
out of me.
believable.
Yeah, because I think I believe it in the moment when I say it. It's just like, yeah, it totally happened. Like later on, I'm like, wait, what? Like,
So I said that.
Case in point, one time I used to work at a ShopRite grocery store, and some girl was asking me to do something. I didn't want to do it, so I came up with a lie, like, oh yeah, no, next week I'm doing this. And she's like, I don't believe you. And then around the corner, my boy came. He's like, nah, he's doing this. And she's like, oh, okay. And he walked away. I'm like, wait, that's not true. How did he know that? Then I'm like, I realized I lied to him about the same thing a few days earlier.
Oh, Jesus.
So my lies are actually building on top of each other.
Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah, no, it works. Yeah,
This way they're
No.
helping each other.
Micah,
Wait, I don't know what that's about. Oh, okay.
the
So
lines
he's-
are piling up.
so he wants me to mention a person who I'm not going to tell you where I know this person from because it might narrow it down too much. But
No, you know what? Let's not talk about it because they'll probably figure it out easily.
okay,
Probably
so
listen to this podcast.
he's teasing you with that. So you know what? If you continue to listen to our podcast, maybe one day I'll reveal some of the stories I have. About this
Give us
individual.
all your money.
That could be a soundbite, I guess.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna cut that out, and that's gonna be my follower alert on Facebook.
That's gonna be my
Donations.
ringtone. So if I'm walking behind white people on the street, I can just play it and be
Give
like,
us all your money.
Oh shit!
Please stop. You don't have to do this.
I knew it was happening like this. The one time I decided not to cross the street so I'm not racist. Has that ever happened to you?
What?
People have actually crossed the street when they see me. And
Really?
Yeah.
That's
You know
crazy.
what? For me, it's because I'm relatively tall and
Yeah.
I'm big, so I'm intimidating.
Kind of
naturally.
imposing. Yeah, opposing
Yeah,
figure,
I'm
yeah.
an
I'm
imposing
the one that
person,
crosses
so-
the street. To
That sounded like a Breaking Bad moment. Like I'm the one who knocks. I'm the one who crosses the street.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I'm an imposing person. It's never really happened to me.
Yeah, no, it's like if someone cross the street, I'm like, I wonder. Turn behind me, like I see them cross back again. I'm like,
And it also helps that I don't do it because I've been carrying a knife since I was like 12.
yeah, I have a knife on me. Plus, I feel like I have no value for human life, so I really will fight. Like if someone tries to attack me, I will fight to kill. Some people
Yeah,
just
I've
fight
been
for like
assaulted before,
self-defense. I will actually try to kill you. Like no, there's no rules to me once you attack a
Nah,
person. Like
yeah.
I'll go for anything and everything.
See, I used to be like that until I started training with martial arts, and then when I learned how to dislocate somebody's shoulder, I no longer needed it.
Yeah, I know a little bit of Krav Maga when I was in high school. I mean, when I was in college before I was thrown out for being poor.
Damn.
I took. Some
sure it wasn't
Krav
'cause
Maga.
you're
It was
black?
good. No, it's because I was poor. Maybe because I was black too. I don't know.
Wait, you just revealed something you shouldn't have.
Oh man, that was supposed to be a later reveal that you were supposed to find out.
Oh fuck!
God damn it.
Oh, and
That's the
See,
trick.
Alex is
I'm
always
actually
spoiling shit.
I'm actually
He's always
blacker.
spoiling shit.
I'm actually blacker.
Alex is very famous for spoiling everything.
until we gain enough money for.
Hey, look. They know he's black, but they don't know what we are. For all they
You
know,
spoke Spanish
we're
already.
we're
They know you're some
we're
kind of spick.
Yeah, but they're black Hispanics.
Guatemalan.
They're blacks and Hispanics, you know.
Until we
Hey,
have
do we
enough
forget
money
about
for a video podcast,
Dominicanos?
imagine that Alex is black. Until you the horrible
And I
reveal.
would love for if we even get
Yo,
listeners
I have a
and
flat
someone's an
top.
artist, they can interpret how we look
Oh,
just based
yeah,
on our
that'd be
voice.
cool.
That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, speaking of like voices and stuff like that, once my boy
I have a
Damien.
flat top.
Okay.
All right, Gerald.
My boy Damien, he and I used to play Xbox online all the time, and playing with some of the people that he knew from college and stuff. And one time he had his birthday party. He's like, "Yo, come through, blah blah." I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" So I come through, and someone was like, "Oh, who's this?" Like, "Oh, it's Micah." That's Micah? It's like, yeah. Yo, all this time I thought he was white. I'm like, I don't know if that's a compliment. Like, I don't know what to say to that. I'm just like, I'm sorry to disappoint. I don't really. They're black, so I'm like, I don't know if I should be
You should tell us
happy
what
or
people
what.
are crossing the
I'm
street. Oh,
sorry
we thought it was
to
white.
exceed your
Yeah,
expectations.
like, I don't know. Like, I think any response to that, other than just walking away, is racist.
One of them erased white guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, black guys. What are you gonna do? Both of them.
Oh, here we go. Now we're gonna go with a non-controversial topic: racism in America. Let me tell you that. All right, I think racism is important. Here we go. There's two types of racism. I think there's more than one, but I'm gonna
You know what I feel like?
You
though?
try to cut it
I
where
feel
I'm
like
gonna
you
simplify
find
it,
it's
yeah.
I feel
most,
like people
most
have
valuable.
trouble differentiating racism and stereotypes.
Yeah,
And-
Stereotypes
huge
isn't
one.
necessarily
because
racist.
racism is more when you're like
You don't like someone because they're black.
because of an
specifically.
immutable characteristic.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't like this race of people.
Yeah.
Regardless
But if you say
of
Spanish people eat beans and rice,
yeah.
It's like
Just a
you're literally
stereotype.
covering an entire group of people that stems from Spaniard
Yeah.
to natives, Central and South American,
That's a
and,
generalization,
Islander, and then along with that, black.
Yeah.
And even then, they're also Hispanics. Like if you notice, like how the immigration works, there in my country with Hawaii, there's a bunch of Koreans now. We have a
Yeah.
bunch of Korean immigrants.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's why I'm going back to my home country. Find myself a Korean girl.
Just so you know, whenever Alex talks, a lot of times you're gonna hear this.
yeah.
That's the sound of disappointment in a human being beyond.
Don't give me that much credit. I'm not a human.
in an organism.
An organism.
There we
It
go. I like
breathes.
that. Single cell, unicellular.
Multicellular organism with a limited cognitive abilities. I don't really know what to say.
Sometimes it impresses.
See, my cognitive abilities only work when I want them.
The thing
to.
is, when you have low expectations for a person, they can only exceed them. Really, that's what it works. Yeah, good job.
Set yourself up for disappointment, guys.
Exactly.
That's what it means.
Yeah.
So the next time you see an ugly nigga woman, Smash.
There we go.
Trust me though, we're gonna have people that are gonna overshadow Alex.
That's why
on this
whenever
podcast.
if I'm going out with a girl, I'm like, yo, I've never had sex before, and I also don't even know what a vagina looks like. And then when I'm passable, she's like, thinks I'm amazing because her expectation was set so low, she wasn't expecting anything. Then you can fall asleep and not have to worry about her. That's how it works. Anyways, back to racism. There's gonna be a lot of segues. There's two types of racism. If I want to simplify it, there's what I call
Meaningful distinctions.
earned racism, and then I call ignorant racism. Ignorant racism is those people that don't like say that someone, because I've experienced this. Someone who doesn't live in America or someone who doesn't hasn't lived around a certain race, they just know everything about that race from pop culture and the media.
Yeah.
And so they form their own thoughts about it. So when they encounter that person, they automatically think this is what they are.
Like in China, because there's like hardly any black people.
Exactly. So they automatically think all black people steal this, like
You saw that
criminals.
video? You saw that video though?
Yeah.
There was this video.
Actually
with
afraid of yeah.
No. There was another video I saw where
No.
there was these black dudes, but they were from England.
Okay.
And they were sitting on some steps somewhere, and all the Chinese people thought they were famous, so they started taking pictures of them.
Oh shit! Oh wow!
And they were like, "What the fuck?"
They must be like singers or rappers
they're
or,
like,
or basketball
they're
players.
here in China,
yeah.
so they're blessed. We're gonna take a
Exactly.
picture. And they were like taking selfies and shit.
Yeah. See, like,
and they were like one, they didn't understand them. Two, they were like, "What the fuck?"
Like if they understood something, then she would like it would charge you like.
Yeah, I would start charging them. Like,
Yeah.
I'll pull up a box. And
Exactly.
You pass a couple yuan this way.
Yeah. That's why you should always be wearing a hat because you can just flip it over and get money for it. Like,
There you go.
Oh no, you're a rapper.
there it is. But and then earned racism, which I think a lot of people in New York, especially like South New York and like the city have,
Yeah.
where it's like you are ensconced in with other races and just mixed in. So like the hatred that you have for them is like because
interaction.
from interaction.
Yeah.
Like. And once again, I'm saying racism. I really don't mean racism. It's just like annoyance. Let's say that. Like,
Yeah, it's not severe enough where
Yeah.
you would publicly go out and say I hate this certain group
Yeah.
of people.
It's just like, I'm annoyed.
it's like I'd probably avoid you.
Yeah.
because I've had bad experiences
It's like-
with people of your same culture.
it's like, can we take another route because it's a black neighborhood and I really don't want to do it. Like, it's a Dominican neighborhood. I don't feel like smelling like bacalao. Let's just go this other way.
See, but that's like a mix of stereotypes and
Yeah,
and racism.
exactly. So like, but here's the thing. Once again, racism or stereotypes, whatever you want to call it, I think it can help you out. Case in point.
Oh yeah,
A lot of times I'm gonna use like my ShopRite stories because that's where like I learned a lot about life and just how horrible and amazing it is.
The
There
growing
was
experience.
very often we'd have a lot of Jamaican people in the neighborhood and
Wagwan.
women would come to shop and we had these things called rain checks. Rain check is simply we run an item. Here's a piece of paper that says when we get it, you got it for the same price. And I could tell what a person wanted by what their race was before they even got to my register. Like they'll be online. I'm just like, okay,
What was your success?
It's a Jamaican nurse. I know she's gonna want some rum raisin ice cream. Let me see. Print it out. They come to me, show me the flyer. I hand it to them. They're like, how'd you know? I'm like, I got the skills. That's it.
What was your success rate?
Pretty high actually.
Yeah.
I'll probably put like 77% something like that. It was pretty good. Like, and like if I saw a group of them, like I just print out like 5 of them at a time. If I see like an Arab people, I would put like. I know it's detergent or something because they buy a lot. No, like, they do, and they either sell it in their stores at a inflated cost, or they use it for their laundries. Like,
Oh, shit.
yeah, like, and I'm saying that because I actually know that because I asked one of them one time because one of them bought like literally 40 bottles of laundry detergent at one time. I'm like, what is that for? And she told me like, oh, she's running a laundromat, and this is less expensive than the commercial one actually. Because
Really?
the sales were so good. I'm like,
Oh damn.
Damn, they're out here hustling.
yeah, the hustle
Yeah.
was real. That's really good.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so sometimes, like I said, sometimes the stereotypes or racism or whatever,
Yeah.
it helps out.
It does help out.
Yeah, that's really all I want to say.
I mean, as long as your intent is like not hating the person
Yeah,
because
exactly,
what they are,
like, yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah. It's just it should be used as more of a means of like navigating
Yeah.
your social circle rather than like excluding people entirely. Because like I'll give you an example. I grew up in the South Bronx. You already know I'm surrounded by a bunch of ignorant black dudes, ignorant Hispanic guys. And if there's any white people there, they're usually in the gated communities over in Bronx, like a Whitestone.
the
So
fortresses,
yeah,
with the moats.
so every time I'm there, and I just know who's scheming and who's actually
Yeah, I know what you mean.
and who's usually
Like
like
a schemer.
Who's on the grind? Like who's
Yeah,
actually trying to like
yeah,
better
yeah.
himself?
like if I see a guy say let me hold like $1, and I see he's a guy who's like hardly ever on the block, which just tells me, all right, at least his priorities are don't stay exactly where you live all the time.
Yeah,
I'll be like, you know what? I think I'll let him hold $1 because for all I know, this is literally all he needs to set his life on the right direction.
right.
I always like to, because it's not, you can call it naivety because it pretty much is. But I also like to believe that like most people want to like set their life straight.
Optimism in there, like you know, you're trying to put some faith in humanity. Like you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not saying this dollar's gonna save everything, but you know what? Maybe some good will come out of it.
Yeah.
I do that too, dude. When I give money to, because I remember people like always tell me like, oh, if you give money to them, they're just gonna use it on drugs.
You
And
don't
I'm
know
like, I was like, that's not my. First of all, I gave like.
I don't think I need these luxuries.
But I think there are people like that. I mean, I think there's more than one person
think
like
about
that.
hippies. Hippies were like that. A
Yeah.
lot of them.
Right.
They like that nomadic lifestyle.
I think we're back.
Are we gonna try?
All right. So we're back. We had to cut real quick because Hispanic people were up there doing
Ice crush on the blender.
yeah, making salsa.
Is that what that was?
Probably.
Oh, okay, that was a vacuum cleaner.
Everybody uses the ice crush. That's the loudest one.
Yeah, it's the loudest one. It's to purposely annoy your children. I'll take that into.
That was a humble brag
into
by
my-
Isaiah, so he can let you know that his fridge allows for ice crushing. I don't have that in my fridge.
That's not my fridge.
Yeah, that's what you get when you live in a house.
Oh, woof! I live in an apartment, an apartamento.
Oh, you two like it, man. We have so much in common.
Yeah,
That's
man.
great.
Oh man, wow. All right, so what I was talking about before we were cut, it was about the homeless thing and giving money to homeless people. And to me, it's really not my problem what they do with it, but I feel like in my head it's like I gave you the money, you can do whatever you want with
Right.
it. And it's like if you choose to do something better with it, then good. And if you don't, it's not on my conscience though. You know, it's
I don't
like-
think it should be.
Yeah, it shouldn't. And
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh, you shouldn't." It's like, hey, you don't know what they'll do. Maybe one day they fucking snap and they're like,
Yeah.
I should do something good with this. But if they go and do drugs with it, fuck it.
Basically, the money's like a tool, and tools. Some tools can be used good or bad. That has like the money can go either way. It can
Yeah.
help to feed them or better their life, or they can
Yeah.
use it to poison themselves. And
Yeah, exactly.
after that, it's not. Really
Exactly,
you.
it's like a knife. It was meant to cut things like, let's say, kitchen knife, food.
He's,
Meant to cut
he's obviously obsessed with
but-
movies.
I will say this though, fucking damn, I lost my train of thought. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So a knife is made to cut, typically made to cut food and stuff like that, but it can easily be used to murder somebody. It's literally like every other tool.
I would argue that knives were first made to kill animals, but
Shit,
No.
what-
I mean, in our current
okay.
iteration of society.
All right. Oh, in this generation, this version of the Matrix you're talking about.
Actually, no. This version of the multiverse.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, because in universe 2862, they actually make elephants to cut food.
Oh, now he's gonna talk about alternate universes and everything like that.
I wish I could remember what I was
There's
saying.
the alternate universe where Micah and me are like not sitting in the same spots, and I'm having his ideas and he's having mine.
In one universe, I'm shifted 1 foot to the left.
Futurama reference.
Oh,
Yeah,
I just
It's like,
remembered
it's
now.
the same universe,
You know-
but 10 foot to the left.
The reason I don't give money to homeless people most of the time is because I don't carry cash around.
Oh,
Yeah.
That
do you want my story?
Is
Did
it
I
the
tell you
one-
about the story?
is it the one
What's the
in the
story?
city?
Yes.
Ah,
I don't
Okay.
remember it. What was it?
First of all, I'm gonna ask both my co-hosts: are we using racial epithets? Because I have to use the N-word. I don't have to use the N-word.
It doesn't matter.
But all right, cool. So
we don't
If it comes out, it comes out.
Yeah.
it's gonna come out
Piece of
because
shit.
it's actually important to the story. So once upon a time, my friend, I'm gonna go with G and T. G is black, T is white. That's important. We're in the city, and I think 34th or something, and go to McDonald's, and we're in there. So G and I both don't. I don't care. Gavin and Timmy, that's their names. I can't think of the first letters often enough. So
Doxing people
Gavin
now?
and Timmy, it's whatever. Gavin and Timmy. So we go to get some McDonald's, and Gavin and I at that time in our lives did not carry cash, just card. Whereas Timmy was about that cash life. Ordering our food, and now we're waiting. Just chilling, doing nothing really. Homeless guy walks into the McDonald's and he asks people for money, going around. And honestly, because it's a McDonald's, I would have given him money because I would hope to God that he would have gone straight to the counter and get, instead of like, yeah, exactly. But I didn't have cash, so he comes to us. He's like, "Oh, you got cash?" Gavin and I are like, "No, sorry, we don't carry cash on us." Timmy's like, "Yo, I think I got something for you, blah blah." Give him some money. And the homeless guy, who is black, that's important, says, "Oh, thank you, man, thank you." I said, "Timmy." They turns to Gavin and I, and he's like, "Ain't that like a nigga not to give another nigga some money?" Then turns back to Timmy and goes, "That's why y'all had to put us up in chains, man. I understand." And then goes for a pound. And Timmy's like, "I don't think I'm going to pound slavery." And then the dude just walks away.
That's
It's
insane.
just the life I live. Like,
Jesus Christ.
Maybe the drugs are just that strong.
Nah, it's just being around Timmy. I'm gonna ask Timmy to come on because you would enjoy it. The stories that we have, but
Yeah.
weird stuff is attracted to him. Like random happenings
Whoa.
that like no other person would encounter happen
Yeah.
to him, or
Okay.
being around him, it happens to you as well.
That's crazy. I'm just saying though, these homeless people, square readers are free. you can just get a square reader. Although, then you need to get a phone.
Yo, I said that. I was like, no,
Obama phones.
The Obama phones.
Thank you. Yes. The
I
Obama
literally
phones.
saw like this Arab chick and this Dominican dude sitting across from each other with the same exact Obama phone, and I was like, it was running like, I don't know, probably like Android 8 at least. And I'm like, yo, the Square app supports that.
Yo,
it supports that.
That's
That's
it.
insane.
That's it, man.
Can you imagine? Yo, homeless people of the future are gonna have square readers.
We should
and come up to you.
we should have a.
That sounds like a skit.
Oh yeah, we also have many ideas for skits. So
I'm gonna start making them.
yeah,
come to life.
and probably put them on the same banner. Like
Yeah, definitely.
Because
Let's not say them out loud.
no, we're definitely not saying that.
We're just throwing them out.
No, it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
If you say it, but you say the letters TM, that means it's trademark. It's good.
Wait, I thought you had to use the fancy C.
Oh, C circle.
C circle.
C circle. Registered trademark.
Wait, whatever we were just referring to the Ring of Fire.
Oh man. But yeah, that's a square reader for like homeless people. We should make a organization that does that. We don't help homeless people themselves. We simply give out square readers to them so that they can make money.
And
on their
we're
own.
funded by the government.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly. You get subsidies,
Free
and stuff
money.
like that. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Did you just say free money?
That's what everyone wants these days.
sometimes I have ideas that I didn't realize were already made. Like I had the idea for like the snap hotels or sleep with the capsules they have in Japan. Sleep hotels. The
Wait,
where-
so
Oh, it's
you
like
have a
hotel-
capsule
oh,
specifically
yeah.
just to sleep?
Yeah, that, right? I was like, yo, we should totally do that. And then like someone's like, that's a thing. I'm like, what? And in Japan, I'm like, that's a thing. I didn't know that. I was like, we should definitely do that because there's sometimes when I was working in the middle of the day, I'm like, yo, all I need is like a 1 hour nap and I can get back to work. And I'm like, but you know, it's nowhere comfortable. I'm like, I should have a place where you can just sleep like an hour.
I mean, if it's not a thing in the U.S., you can still bring it
you
here.
can still do it.
It's still a market.
Problem is, I have terrible credit, and you know,
Terrible
I
credit.
can't get a business loan. I can rob a bank though. So.
Ah, there's a
Hey,
start.
you can rob one, you can rob two.
Oh man,
Oh shit. I played GTA.
that's not enough. I need more.
I played Payday.
Spree.
I think if I ever robbed a bank with people, I had to kill them. I'm sorry, like because
Yeah, you do some Joker shit.
it's always the person like that is greedy,
driver?
that's too greedy.
No, you do the Joker shit where you make everyone
Yeah,
kill
exactly.
each other.
Like, because the thing is, people get too greedy. Like, I know I could stop. Like, I'll have a set amount and be like, all right, boom. Or like, even if it's not a set amount, I would say one time, boom. Whatever I get. You know, we get. But I know, like, usually in the movies and TV shows, even like in real life, sometimes it's like one person gets too greedy, and that greed is what leads to like the downfall.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's just crazy.
I always thought about that. I was like, what I think about is how back in the day, and when I say that, I mean like a few decades, if not centuries ago, it must have been so. It should have been much easier to commit crimes and get away with it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because they didn't have surveillance. So I'm like, who are
Jack
these
the Ripper.
idiots? Yeah, but like, who are these idiots
Even,
that
like-
were getting locked up? Like, all
Yeah.
I mean, all right, I know some of it might have been because some people might have been locked up simply because someone said it was them, and they didn't really have
You ever
evidence.
see
to,
Catch
like,
Me
And
If
it
You
was
Can?
also easier to get rid of body too.
Yeah.
Because you still have things like acids or
And
already
pigs.
things is the yeah.
you can-
pigs.
That's definitely a thing.
Yeah, that's,
okay. I was
yeah,
saying,
that's definitely a thing. Like
Yeah.
that also reminds me of the fact like what you were saying about greed earlier. Like literally almost all the mafia squabbles from the 30s and forward
Yeah.
was literally because there was one guy who was moving his way up the ladder.
Yep.
They got a little too greedy.
that's it.
Well, even the whole
Like-
fucking
like
the
you
cement
guys-
shoes shit.
Yeah.
People just throw people in the ocean with the cement shoes, and
Yeah.
no one was looking through the fucking ocean. That back in the day,
Yeah.
there was no combing.
Exactly.
through shit like that.
Pull Breaking Bad uses
Yeah.
acid, like you said, though.
Huh?
Acid, like yeah, like
Yeah,
you know,
that's some
that's,
next level
that's
shit.
another way they used to do it. They used to
'Cause-
fill a bathtub with like
yeah.
a bunch of acid, and they just let the body decompose over the course of like a few days.
yeah, because chemicals
And it would
weren't
just go
regulated
down.
the same way they are now. Like now they're tracked. Chemical barrels have ID numbers, and they can like track them. Sometimes they can track them with satellites because
Dude,
they have like
I think-
That's fucking crazy.
they have like radioactive tags
Jesus
on them
Christ.
sometimes.
And there's
Sometimes.
specific concentrations that are literally only for certain companies
Yeah.
that they can literally track it back to one producer.
Yeah, because of the
Or manufacturer.
specific chemical composition.
Yeah.
And then there's just surveillance everywhere. I remember I was walking down the street on this is this bummy ass street. Walking down, I'm just looking up, and I'm like, I see all the cameras,
Yeah,
and I'm
'cause
like,
they're so inexpensive now. You can
Yeah.
you can buy honestly, you can buy a camera for like $20, but like even like a good decent one, you can buy for like $100.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
get
You
surveillance
can
kit.
get a whole full house surveillance kit for almost every single angle of a house with a with one of those like DVR boxes.
Yeah.
With 10 terabyte hard drive for like somewhere below 1,000.
Yeah.
And that's a extremely extensive kit right
They
there.
have like I think like
We're pretty much at the
Nest or
age-
Dropcam has good ones, and then
Yeah.
another company that I can't pronounce properly, EUFY. I call it UFI. I don't know if it's actually called that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have like, and then other companies have all these surveillance kits. It's like becoming less and less expensive. So it's like at this point, you have no idea where a camera is. Then on top of that, you have people who have cell phones who are recording their day all the time for no reason.
Yeah.
You know, and they might just catch something. Just taking a selfie. You're like, oh my god, this is my live blog, and in the background they're catching you like running over a homeless person.
Not even that, dude. There was actually a case of that recently. There was this like I think he was like 13 or 14. He was FaceTiming his mom on his iPhone.
Okay.
And a van pulls up, tries to kidnap him.
I heard about that.
Yeah, in Queens. It happened in Queens. And they try to kidnap him. But then as soon as the mom sees what's happening behind him, because he had it kind of far out.
Yeah.
She's like, she says it in the loudest voice possible. Like basically something like along the lines of, I know your face is.
I know your face.
If you try anything, I know exactly where my son was last seen.
That was
I have his location.
I remember that.
Yeah,
That's pretty crazy.
because that's like I don't like iPhones typically, but I gotta admit two things. Number one, tracking an iPhone is really good.
Yeah.
It's super accurate. If you have like a family plan or like a thing where you're like the parent and you actually put it as a child phone, it works out perfectly because
Like you can admin account.
Yeah, you know exactly what all their activity was, and not only that, you also what's it called? You also have access to the actual information on the phone too. So
I think mirror the phone onto yours, basically.
Not really. Like you know how like we have iPhone, everything's backed up to iCloud.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have access to the iCloud backup.
Oh, okay, cool.
To the child.
If you're the parent account.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I knew a parent though that was super like stalker on it.
Oh yeah.
And like was always tracking her daughter's every move.
You should watch
Jesus
this Black Mirror episode, Crocodile. I don't know,
yeah?
Crocodile? No, Archangel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have that. It's like it's some kind of implant for the kid, and the mom could see like everything.
That shit
And it
is
was
disturbing.
like it was a prototype. Like it wasn't. I think it never went to market, but she left it in her daughter, and she had it all the way to she was like a teenager, and it's like it shows like how the relationship broke down because the mother was overbearing, and it's like, but yeah, with like cell phones and younger kids now are having cell phones, and I'm like, I know people are like, oh, you know, they're too young to whatever, but I'm like, you know what? At the same time, I feel like it helps with their safety.
It's weird. It's
I'm
weird.
okay
weird
with
balance.
I'm okay with them having it. The problem is the fact that parents don't try to limit their time, like their free time
Yeah.
on the phone.
No, yeah, like I definitely would put
like,
like limitations on it.
Yeah, because social media definitely is, I think is really harmful for kids.
And I'll be one of those
Oh, dude,
kids
it's
where I
harmful
mean,
for adults.
Yeah, it's harmful. Yeah, it's harmful for
I'll be one of
adults.
those parents where it's like, if your phone gets taken away from at school, I know you shouldn't have it. Like if
Yeah,
you had
exactly.
it, if a teacher said you had it out and they took it away from you, now I know I can't trust you.
Or better
Yeah.
yet, you gotta remember, there's still like, you know how like the reason most flip phones don't work anymore is because they don't use 4G.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're actually newer flip phones from like specifically from Nokia and stuff, where it still uses 4G. You can do phone
There you
calls.
go,
text, all
get 'em
that.
one
Yeah,
without
downgrade
smartphone,
the
yeah.
crap out of them.
Although what about the whole resentment thing? And it's like, oh, all my friends around me have a smartphone, and
I don't care.
You need to like grow
don't
up
care.
because look, if you didn't have the
Yeah.
responsibility to take care of a phone, and you can't take criticism from your friends,
And honestly,
are they really your friends? Is number one, and number two is
there we go.
you can't handle the criticism. You can't handle the phone either. It's a 2-for-1.
I never had like
yeah,
the
no,
best-
but the mind of a kid's mind is
Well, I never
Yeah.
had the best phone in school, and kids didn't mess with me. No one picked on me about that. Like,
Yeah.
in middle school, I didn't even have a cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone until 9th grade. In middle school, kids had
Yeah, me too.
we had the Motorola's and stuff with the chirps and whatever, and everyone had sidekicks and like that. And I didn't have anything, and no one made fun of me. Then in 9th grade, I had a flip phone. People were starting to get like the
Sidekicks were
the
becoming more
chocolates
common.
and
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
whatever,
all the other sliding.
I know
keyboards.
about that LG Shine.
Yeah, I'm old, so that's
LG rumor.
We're a different age than Alex here, so he, few generations,
Yeah.
not generations, but
I
years.
actually had my phone, I think, before both of you guys. I had my first phone at 6th grade.
Yeah,
It
I
was
had
a flip
it.
phone.
Wait, when you were in 6th grade, what grade were we?
yeah.
in?
What year? What year were you in
you
sixth
guys,
grade?
you guys were roughly 5 years older than me. So if I was in 6, you guys must have been in.
All right, what year were you in 6th grade?
What do you mean 12?
No. Like what
year-
calendar year were you in 6th grade?
Let me see. I graduated 2011 from middle school, so that's probably
Definitely
2009, 2008,
2008.
2009. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, I was in high school 2005.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So
So,
it
like,
means- wait,
like
so it
roughly
means we
around
had
the
the
time when
phone-
you got
Yeah.
your phone, I probably already like around the.
Oh, you mean like age wise?
Not age wise, but like around the same time period, we had phones.
Well, yeah, no, but
That's what I'm saying, because I had mine
ours,
ahead of most people.
but we had ours earlier in terms of calendar year though,
Yeah, definitely.
because I had mine in 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
said that's when you started high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
That was my gift.
so it's a little closer than it should be.
Yeah.
Considering I
Yeah, because when we were in 9th grade,
Yeah.
damn, when you were in 9th grade, you
We're
were in the
old.
4th grade, dude.
Old man.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I always think about that. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, it just seems like we reached somewhere past 20. Like that difference
all
just
the same
becomes
age?
like,
Yeah.
yeah. Everybody's the same age, miserable.
Well, how old are you?
Age
Miserable.
miserable.
Yeah. So
Right.
yeah, I started off with a I think it was the brand was Sanyo. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
brand.
SANYO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was it was their imitation of the Motorola Razr.
Oh, the
But it
Razr,
was
yeah.
but it was better and
Okay.
worse.
Oh, okay.
The Razr had the micro SD slot,
Yeah.
so you could put music on it and then like just listen through the port.
Right.
This one was better because it had background playing on YouTube before that was a thing. I would literally load it in the browser and it would load pretty quick. high quality YouTube. So 360p at the
Whoa,
time.
whoa.
It was like
360 high quality.
yeah, 360p back in the day, and it would load the song instantly. And then I closed the phone, and on the mini screen it has like a thing like
I remember the mini screens, yeah.
the song title, all that, and then the time elapsed, and it had a play, pause, back and forth button on the front.
Was it in a high contrast black and white, like on the mini screen, where it's like the background is black, but the
I don't remember.
the letters are white? Okay.
I think it might have been a full color one.
Oh wow, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it was,
Yeah, my first one was like a flip. This is a flip Samsung phone, and then after that, I don't really remember. I know I ended up getting this thing called the Samsung Blast, which was one of those. It wasn't the Sidekick slide one, but it's like it stays portrait and just slides up to reveal the keyboard. So
okay. So it was still T9 type.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like that, and
I still love T9.
It was half black and half red, and it was really cool. And that one, I really love that phone. And I think that's the two phone. No, then I think I had one more in high school. I had the is it LG Dare? I think a Dare or something like that. That was the first.
Is that the one with the full keyboard?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That was the first Android phone I had. It was for Verizon. Yeah, you flip it over.
It's funny because I feel like at that time there were so many weird little phones that everyone
Yeah, there's a lot of
had.
yeah.
Dude, and now we're at the point where
You have two phones.
Well, that and
I mean, you don't though. You
I
guys
do
don't.
actually. No, I do have two phones.
No, but I mean, like, you only have two phones. Meaning, like, you only have an iPhone or Samsung, but like, you both have the Pixel actually.
Yeah. And now we're at the point though where thieves.
You remember?
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
that shit got
phone.
shattered.
Oh damn.
Yeah, some dickhead ran into me when I was coming home from the gym, and he just banged into me. Shit flew all the way across the block, basically.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
Luckily, the screen repair isn't terribly expensive. It's $140,
Okay.
but I'm still tight about it.
Yeah.
And I was tight because I couldn't beat his ass because the cops were across the street.
Oh man.
But I feel like now we're at the point where thieves can be picky about phones they steal.
You want to
Oh, dude,
Like if they
can't
try
even-
to rob you, they see you with an Android phone, they're like, oh, I don't want that.
They can't even do that anymore because of the two things: the Google lock and the iCloud lock.
You want to talk about me getting my phone stolen?
When
Okay. So
Wait, your S10?
oh
yeah.
sorry, no. We're gonna talk about Micah never receiving his phone.
Here we go.
It wasn't stolen. He never received it.
I pre-ordered the S10 Plus through a friend we work with because I was able to get a deal through T-Mobile. So it was under his name. So I pre-ordered the phone, and it's coming out the day it's gonna ship. He got his phone. I forget which carrier had that, and UPS is supposed to deliver my phone same day. And both of them were going to his parents' house because we work a full day. His parents would be home, and on top of that, they have like a surveillance system so they can see like if something's being dropped off. His phone got delivered, no problem, along with I think a few other packages. My phone, it said recipient not home. We'll try again. He's like, what? Like he asked his parents, did someone come to the door? Like, no one came. All right, whatever. Next day, same thing. It said recipient not home. He's like, okay, what's going on? So he calls UPS. He's like, there are people home. I don't know what's going on. You guys saying no one's home. They're like, oh, we're sorry about that. We got you. All right, next day it's gonna come. Next day, same thing. He's like, he went to his parents' house. He checked the footage. The guy didn't even come to the door. So we called UPS. We're like, you know what? Just hold it at your shipment facility, and we'll go there after work on Friday. Cool. So he and I go to UPS in the Bronx. I forget which one it is. I want to get the name though because it's a horrible place, and everyone should downvote it and give it 0 stars or 1 star.
One Yelp.
And Yelp and Google reviews.
Yelp and Google. they got a
On both of them.
They got a restaurant in the back.
Yeah.
They must combine forces.
So you go there to pick it up, and we're in the place, chilling, waiting for get online. The guy's like, oh, okay. I brought Wilson with me because, like I said, it's in his name, the shipment, so I want to make sure just in case, So we get the package, and me being the person who my mom raised me to be, I opened the package in front of them, and in there was a shiny new rock. It was a stone, and it was I guess about the same weight. But the thing is, it's funny because when Wilson picked up the package, he was like, "Yo, this is a little bit like heavier, heavier." I think he said than my package was, and just like an offhand comment. It turns out there's a reason why it wasn't the actual item. Open it up, boom, it's a rock.
That's crazy.
So I got, yo, what the hell is this? He's like, what?
Yo,
open this up. It's a rock.
Was it sedimentary or igneous?
I believe it was a
Metamorphic, right?
a piece of mica. Actually, it might have been. That actually would have been. That would have been amazing if it was.
They would have got you.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not even mad.
Touche, motherfuckers.
Turns out it actually is a piece of your soul. Yeah, my soul weighs very heavy.
That explains so much.
Explains
talking to the guys like, what's happening is happening. Oh, we don't know what happened. And like, the first thing immediately, obviously, someone stole it. Like either I'm pretty sure it was the driver because the person saying if they had said delivered, obviously, and then they opened it and it was a rock, then okay, it could have been someone in the shipping facility or somewhere else.
Yeah.
But the guy specifically writing down that he's trying to deliver it and no one's there when he never actually made an attempt. So I'm pretty sure it was the driver. And someone was like, well, how do we know it was in there? I'm like, okay, if you work for UPS a good enough amount of time, you can tell, even though it doesn't say Samsung, you know what shipping facilities ship, like, you know, certain companies, and you know what date, around what time it is that day for, like, the S10 to come out. So, like, it's very easy to target, and the size of it, it's very easy to target that kind of package. So the guy's like, oh, I don't know what happened. I'm going to put an investigation, this out, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, went to T-Mobile, back and forth between them and UPS, and I was able to get my phone. And the only reason I didn't file charges is because I don't know why. It was a reason. Oh, you know what? Honestly, I didn't want to deal with, like, because it wasn't just my name. It was the coworker, and then, like, technically it was somebody else's name because it's shipped to my coworker, but the T-Mobile account is in another person's name.
That sounds.
I didn't want to. I don't want to get
too middlemen.
Too many middlemen. If it was in my name, I would immediately want to.
You would have raised hell.
So yeah, but you know
that
I was
is
like,
hilarious. Is because I've never actually heard of someone actually happening to them.
Yeah, I have a picture. I'll show you after. I'll show
Oh, you took a picture.
Of course, you took a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I actually got it worse than Micah actually. So this is back a couple years ago. You already know my brother used to have a black Jeep. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that camera.
No, I never seen that.
Okay, then he might have like stopped using it when he used the Aztec. That's why.
Okay.
Or the Scion.
The Scion, yeah, Scion was
the Scion. So when he used to have the black Jeep, and there was one time where we needed to replace the radiator. So I go on eBay, really good seller and stuff. Has a radiator, cheap, $80. Buy it. Wait until the end of the week. FedEx says delivered it. Yeah, Mom, did FedEx deliver the radiator? She's like, no. And I'm like, you sure? Maybe you didn't pay attention to the door. They left it outside. And I'm like, I doubt it. I'm going to check, but I doubt it. She goes, checks outside the door, because we live in an apartment building. Nothing there. Okay. She goes, no, they didn't deliver anything. And she specifically told me, because the kitchen's literally right there by the entrance.
Right.
And she's like, I'm in the kitchen. I had no music on, no TV on. And the dog is in the house. And, you know, he barks every time somebody knocks on the door. And I had no headphones or nothing. And she's like, nobody knocked on the door to deliver a package. So I'm like, shit. Let me call FedEx. Call. And I'm like, yeah, you guys said you delivered it, but nobody in my house received it. And they go on and like, oh, no, we delivered it. Somebody signed for it. I'm like, yeah, not somebody in my apartment, because if not, we would have it. Nobody has it. No unauthorized peoples were in my apartment. You let somebody else sign for it in the wrong apartment. Go back and forth, and bastards refused to refund the money.
Yo.
Because it was, you know how they have the insurance on packages?
Yeah.
Yeah, they kept claiming they gave it to somebody in my apartment. I'm like, that's a total lie.
That's crazy.
That's
yeah, I even asked the super at the time, because occasionally what happens is...
So maybe someone in that place had this to fucking stole that shit or something, or...
Possibly, yeah.
You know, I think it would be a good implementation for packages that have a that require a signature. Forget the signature or anything like that. There should be like when the person gets to the door, right, knock on the door, they press something on their tablet, and then on your FedEx account on your phone, something comes up, and you like give them the code. Dude, and that like
it's like two-step,
Japan has one that's really good. When you receive a package in Japan, there's like a stamp you put on the paper, and that basically confirms it. And it's a specific stamp for like each person in the family, I believe.
Okay.
So like the father, the son, the daughter, whoever, everybody has their stamp for it.
Oh wow.
So you know exactly
Which
who in the
person,
household.
Let me get my special stamp.
Yeah, me estampa. Yeah, that's because the whole signature thing doesn't make sense, because it's just like
you can forge a signature.
Even that.
Well, even that,
the
they
person
don't give a fuck.
they don't
give a fuck.
They don't know whose signature it is. Like the person that's delivering it just needs a human being.
Yeah.
To just be there.
An adult, hopefully, to write.
And oftentimes they'll say my last name to me.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have been my last name. I could have just been like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they'll be like, oh, Martinez. And
Exactly. Like, say, oh, okay, I'm gonna sign that. Like,
yeah, sure. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that
free shit.
The signature doesn't really work.
No,
unless
really.
they have.
Not even for credit cards and shit.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, because that being said, actually,
that's why one time is so easy.
But one time the bank account thing actually did work.
Oh shit.
So I give my mom the rent every month, and I write the check out. She deposits it, whatever. So usually my signature, because my name is, to me, it's long. I don't feel like writing out my whole name. It should just be like a scribble, like maybe the letter M and then just nonsense. Yeah. Now I'm like, you know what? I'm an adult. I'm gonna try to do a little more. So now I do MDST, ass than nonsense. So the first time I did that on the check for the rent, my mom calls me. She's like, they're not taking the it's not depositing. I'm like, I have enough money, whatever, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, the guy's saying the signature is different. I'm like, yo, they actually like checked that. So I guess the computer scans it.
Oh.
Yeah. So I guess when they put it in, the computer actually scans it against like past.
That's weird.
I'm like, that's cool. That's awesome.
That's also not effective because I remember, like, for example, when you're in middle school, high school, and they give you a hall pass and stuff. Usually, like, they don't have that physical. Oh yeah. In New York City, the hall pass is like god tier stuff.
We had a hall pass in middle school.
Oh no, in New York City, it's like they're so cheap. They don't. You know how usually you would have like you would usually have like the wooden stick or something like that with a little.
In our school, it was a radiator.
Huh?
Where do you live in? Invader Zim?
Yeah. So every time you get a bathroom pass when I was in middle school and high school, it would be a specific pass for a specific time of the day, and you're only allowed 10 minutes.
That's crazy.
That's awesome. That's better. That actually like keeps kids in check. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Depends on the.
I don't want to be the classroom, Micah. Everybody else is stupid, not me.
No, you go to the bathroom and this guy there forging mad hall passes. He's sitting in his stall. He's just like,
Do you have the coconut macaroons?
he had the forgery plates and everything. Like,
Jesus
Do you ever watch that show, Nancy Classified School
Survival Guide, of course.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
Do you have the coconut macaroons? He's in like the janitor's closet.
out here hustling.
That was Cookie and Mose and Coconut Head.
Coconut Head.
That was great. That was a great show.
Jesus Christ.
Talking about that show, young kids over here talking about about TV shows
That's
that came out and went before they were even in middle school.
Was that? Were you in middle school? Actually, yeah, during, right?
I think so.
It was during.
My favorite show though from Nickelodeon is obviously Invader Zim by far.
Yeah.
Like
It's
unquestionably.
great. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. And I didn't realize how ahead of its time it was until later on when I watched it again. It started available on Hulu and I pre-watched it over and over. And now I have it on DVD. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this show is just it was too good. That was my childhood right there.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Not SpongeBob anymore.
I wonder how long we've been running for actually, because I don't want to make it too long.
Let's get like an hour and a half.
Let me check.
We're gonna fluff for time. Yo, Alex, have you played any good games on the video stations?
On any video games?
Any video games?
Video games.
We're on like 48 minutes.
All right, we can go.
So like 20 more minutes.
Yeah.
So keep time.
All right. Let's talk about.
I realized Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is garbage.
It's an amazing game. What the fuck are you talking
garbage.
about?
I'm about to order it. I'm about to buy it.
No, it's really
no,
good.
no,
Alex is a hipster that just he's.
Oh yeah, I know he does. If it's popular, he can't like it.
No. What are you
no.
talking about? Super Mario Odyssey was popular. I love that
You don't
shit.
like Star Wars?
Wait,
No.
Wait.
I told you, I do like certain things about Star
Wait,
Wars.
whoa,
Example,
whoa, whoa.
my favorite movie is Episode 3 because I like to see Anakin's downfall.
It's good. It's a good turn.
because
Wait,
of
where
Vader.
did you play Odyssey?
What?
Where did you play Odyssey?
On my friend Switch.
Who?
You saying you know friends?
Who names? We can't say names.
Yes, you can. You said names.
Okay, my friend Carlos.
And you played on his Switch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have Odyssey. It's good.
Wait, where'd you play Breath of the Wild? On same?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
The whole thing though.
The whole thing? Really? Because
No, I played like a good 2 hours on his.
2 hours is
And I was
good.
like, I don't like it.
even a lot of Zelda fans, they were like, it's not, it doesn't beat the number one, but it's like
What's
close.
number one? Majora's?
Yeah, right now it's a debate between Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
'cause
all right. Majora's like
My
what,
favorite
third?
one personally is
But
Wind
I always
Waker.
see Breath of the Wild is like really close. It's like
Yeah.
it's
Probably
like,
for me, it's
there.
a close between Wind Waker and Majora's Mask.
I'm gonna.
I like Majora's Mask because of the really dark themes they play
Yeah,
with.
I was thinking about buying it now that they announced the sequel, and not even because they announced the sequel, but because what they said was the reason why they're making a sequel to Breath of the Wild instead of another like standalone is simply because they had too many DLC ideas that they didn't want to make like DLC. They
Oh, so
wanted
they
to
just
make
put
a
it all
full
in one game?
Did
Yeah.
you see I think it's like the Link to the Past remake?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's definitely on my list.
Wait,
Oh no,
that-
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. That's the one
They
I
already
want.
remade Link's.
That was the
yeah,
first
Link to the Past.
Zelda game I ever played.
Yep.
On the Game Boy,
Yo.
not color, Game Boy. Take it back in time because
Yeah. The first one I touched on any handheld was the Four Swords.
okay.
Which
Yeah,
was
look
trash.
how young he is, yo. 4 swords. It's like
What are you
2002.
talking about? My
2003.
first handheld was a Game Boy
Oh
Color.
my God. Exactly. Mine was a Game Boy Pocket.
You know what? Wait, no, yours is yours. Yeah,
Straight up Game Boy.
No. I, for a second, I was confusing the Game Boy Pocket with the Game Boy Light, and I was like, wait, yours
Yeah,
is
I came
better
back-
than mine.
yeah, no.
I was like, John had a Game Boy
Yeah.
Light. The bastard.
Oh wait, was that SP Light or just
No. Game Boy Light.
Oh okay.
I had a Game Boy Color.
I know. I originally got one. What happened was my cousin in California. I was living in California. My cousin.
You lived in California?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, we'll talk about that another time. I hate it. my cousin in California took me to, I think, Toys R Us or some toy store, and the color had just come out, I think, and they were like, oh, you can get a color, it's the newest one, or they're having a special. If you get the Game Boy, you'll get like 1 or 2 free games. I was like, I can get some free games. So I got that and a Rugrats game. Yeah.
Oh, dude. I think I got my Game Boy Color for my 4th birthday, and I got the Game Boy Color itself. I got the teal one, my favorite color.
I have a teal one.
Hey,
Yeah.
I got that.
You know what I'm saying?
I got
I have a teal one and a green one. I still don't know where I got the lime green one from.
Stole it.
Yeah.
Racism.
Yeah, so I got the Game Boy. I got Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Crystal, and Wario's Warehouse.
Oh my gosh.
Wario's Warehouse is the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got let's do that. Let's do video game history. You go first. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Let's do
We're gonna talk about our own history with video games.
first, like with each handheld or console. First game you got.
Okay, so we're gonna start with first console first.
Yeah, like try to do it in chronological order if you can do it that way.
Okay, so I'll start off with the N64. I got it when I was 3.
Okay.
I got the Pikachu edition with Pokemon Snap.
Ooh, that's yellow.
Yeah,
Blue.
I still have that one to this day.
That's cool.
Yeah, Pokemon Snap with it, and what else did we get? I think me and John had like pocket money that we both gotten from our aunt and uncle.
Okay.
And we put money together and we got Pokemon Stadium 2, I think it was. Is that Pokemon Stadium 2 or Rayman 2: The Great Escape?
Okay.
Yeah,
Rayman
and those were like the first 2 games I like sunk hours into.
All right.
It's like those first games that you get, they always got imprint on you, right? Like,
Definitely.
It's just like,
That's why I hate new Rayman, because nothing beats the Great Escape in my mind.
Origins and the
Yeah.
the other one. I forget the other
Yeah, the 2D Rayman. I hate
see,
it.
I know,
Just 'cause
yeah,
the
I grew up
Great
with the
Escape was
2D.
awesome.
I grew up with the 2D Rayman, and that's the one I love.
Yeah.
Rayman 2 and 3 were so good, I just can't play any other ones.
Yeah, I played that on my cousin's 64, I think. Yeah.
Dude.
I got a Game Boy before I got a console. I was late to the console game. If we're going handheld, like I said, it was the Game Boy, like the Game Boy Pocket, what it was called.
Yeah.
The Zelda and Rugrats. If it's console, GameCube. I got that. My mom took me out of school. Well, got me from school one day, and she's like, it was like May. It was like no time near my birthday or Christmas, and she's just like, do you want a GameCube? I'm like, yeah, I want a GameCube. Let's go get one. And
Jesus
okay.
Christ.
And
Jesus
we
Christ.
went to. I'm gonna date,
Did it fall off the truck?
I'm gonna date it right now. We went to Circuit City.
Whoa.
Okay. We went to Circuit City to buy the GameCube, and because when you're a kid, if you know you're getting a console or whatever,
Yeah.
you have the games thought out. But it was just like jumped on me. I had no preparation. So, and I know it's my mom. She's not gonna buy anything T or M because I was like 9 at the time, 8 or
Yeah.
9. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get an E thing. I just grabbed. I didn't want to spend any more time in the store. I just wanted to get this thing home before she
Plug
changed
it
her
in.
mind.
You thought time was precious and it was running out.
I
changed
just
her
grabbed
mind.
the closest game to me, and it was Wave Race for GameCube. And
Oh,
it actually
shit.
was, it was actually pretty
Yeah.
fun. Like I sunk hours to that game. Actually, like you said something about the first game. Like even if it's whatever, but yeah, it was actually pretty fun. I mean, my first cheat code was you got to ride a dolphin instead of the actual jet skis, and my boy would come over a lot of times, and we would just play racing that. I mean, got more games later on. I also have a good story about the GameCube. I'll tell you.
Oh, shit.
And yeah, it was that was cool.
That's crazy.
Isaias.
For me, I think the first thing I ever got was a Sega Genesis, and it wasn't even like my parents only ever bought 2 systems for me, and
Okay.
that was a Game Boy Color and a GameCube, and that's it.
wow.
Ever since after that, I had to buy my shit
Thug life.
myself.
The hustle.
But a family friend gave me a Sega Genesis, and I had that fucking Sonic.
Oh,
and
my-
that's when
that's
Sonic
a
was
strong
the
game. That's a
GOAT.
strong first game,
That was
man.
a really good impression
That's
on video
good.
games for me.
That's really good.
And I think that's probably what like really got me into like video games, just
Yeah.
because Sonic was such a oh my god, it was great.
That's cool.
And then I actually. I don't even know how I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we went to a garage sale one day and we got the attachment. What was the thing for the Sega Genesis that you attached to the bottom?
Not the 64 had the rumble pack.
It was a thing you attached to the bottom that allowed it to accept discs. I think.
Oh,
yeah?
that's the Sega Master System attachment. I think it was.
think so.
Was that the Master System or Saturn?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Some shit.
That's cool.
We got that at a garage sale, and then I got Streets of Rage, and that was amazing.
Oh
too.
wow,
That's
that's a side scroller, right?
yeah. So I was going to beat him up,
Yeah.
Oh,
and I
man.
remember playing with my cousin like all the fucking
Yeah, see,
time.
yeah, that's it.
It shit is crazy. But then I got a Game Boy Color after the
Okay.
Sega Genesis, and I had that Super Mario Deluxe, and Super Mario was like,
There you go.
whoo!
Yeah.
It's crazy because I feel like I can't relate to a lot of people because like people always talk about Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong Country, all these games. I did not
64
play these as a
games?
kid.
Funny
None of
enough,
them,
I didn't
'cause-
touch. Even though I had N64, I didn't touch any of those games until way later.
Yeah.
I played those.
Except Conker's Bad Fur Day. I touched that like day one.
Yeah, I played those because I had a regular babysitter when I was younger, and she had three boys and one girl, and the 3 boys they had like versus almost every console that was out at the time. Like they had a NES, SNES, 64, Genesis, Saturn, Dreamcast. I think the only thing they might not have had was the PS1, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything else they had those, and they had like all the essential games for them, like the Sonics and Super Mario 64. GoldenEye, NBA Jam with the Boom Shakalaka and all that, like all those games, Conquer's Bad Freddy's, like Shaq Fu is a legend. We don't talk about Shaq Fu.
And, I actually had a PS1 too.
Yeah,
and that was crazy because like I remember playing Bomberman on that shit.
That's the only game. That's the only console I don't really have that much time on because only one person I really hung out with that had a PS1. He would bring it to school because he had that. Back when they first had like
the screen,
you could put on top of it, he would bring it to school. But I had very limited.
What would he pop in Street Fighter?
Yeah, like
I mean, to be honest, I think mine is worse because like I had no experience with the PS2.
Okay,
and that's like
the greatest console of all time.
Exactly. I have like, I mean, I'm pretty sure I played a couple of games on PS2, but not like there's a lot of games that people are like, oh, remember this? I'm like, I never fucking played it because I never had it.
Yeah,
and now I'm just like,
it's crazy because you say you have no experience with PS1, but it's like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Yeah.
Toy Story 2.
So for me,
the best game on PS1.
For me, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 is the best Tony Hawk game because it just, to me, it is. That soundtrack.
American Wasteland was good.
That soundtrack.
I liked Underground.
That soundtrack for 4, it was so varied. And like, I literally, to this day, I have a playlist on my Google with just that soundtrack. Because like, it was, you had A$AP Rock on there. You had, what was it? I think Sex Pistols might have been on there. Like, it was just a lot of like different variation and like I was a kid. I was like 9 years old listening to that. I was like, I want to listen to all these groups and all these people like all the time.
I remember that obstructed my view on skateboarding though, because I was like, damn, how come you don't grind like that?
Oh, like, why is it not so easy for you?
20-hour grinding.
No. Let's talk about those 20-foot like vertical.
It didn't tarnish my idea because I used to skateboard in California, so I knew how hard it was. And I was like, this is definitely not true at all. It's cool. Yeah,
I used to skateboard a little bit in middle school. It is not easy.
It's not. Yeah. So
no, I remember the time I quit skateboarding was I was standing up on this thing, went down this hill, fell straight on my ass, and I was in pain for 3 days, and I never skateboarded again.
The time I hurt my butt skateboarding, I wasn't actually skateboarding. It was when I was homeschooled in second grade. This the kid whose mom was the teacher. They had this very steep driveway, like way steeper than yours.
Yeah.
And we would ride on the skateboard, like sit on it.
Yeah.
And it was long enough that both of us could sit on it. But one time we like hit a bump wrong, and I just fell off and just scraped my like ass going down.
Yeah.
And
it makes me feel like little Timmy.
That was bad.
Like you got polio and you're about to die.
That was actually the kid's name too. I was funny for it. His name was Timmy.
Yeah.
But
Made me feel like I had polio and that's it. I'm done with this.
You know what? Offensive. Talking about injuries, I was really retarded when it came to like.
There we go, offensive word.
Ah, yeah, there we go.
Was that the first mention of retarded?
Yeah, that was the first time.
I can't believe we made it this far.
I actually don't use the word retarded like that.
Oh, really?
Okay, I was very stupid as a kid when it came to like.
No,
you said it. You said
retarded. All right.
Don't censor yourself for me. I'm just judging you. That's it. Like,
no. If there's a better way to say it, then I might as well say it.
Yeah.
So I was pretty
mentally challenged.
I was very
developmentally
disabled.
When it came to more.
Yeah.
He was very
not smart.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. We actually do have a term for it. It's called maids.
All right.
Mental aids over here.
I was always really bad. All right. I was really good at like things like monkey bars, doing like
bad at monkey bars.
Sorry. No. I was good at.
Oh, okay.
I was good at monkey bars, doing somersaults, little flips and stuff like that, cartwheels. Okay. I was good at that kind of stuff. But here's the problem. Every time I would ride like a skateboard, a bike or something, and I was about to fall, I would literally just go like stiff vegetable.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Vegetable, and like I'd get the worst injuries possible. I remember one time my entire like side of the leg right here was just completely destroyed by the fucking the broken asphalt.
Okay, I hope you never get in a car accident. Cause that's the worst thing you can do is go stiff.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Because no. That's why like a lot of times the people that are like drunk driving, they will survive and the other person won't.
Oh, because they're all loose.
Because they're loose and like limber, exactly. And the other person's like death.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's not a problem now. Now I'm good at catching myself.
Right.
My reflexes are better, and I'm able to like act better under high pressure.
Oh, okay. Since those injections.
Crazy. So it happened all the time. Every time I would go out to the park, which is literally like down the block from me, like not even a whole block away. I would come home and my mom sees me like all scraped up all over the place. She's like, "What the hell happened?" I fell. Like, dude, you would see my knees are like scraped up. My hands are just destroyed with scabs.
It's
and
a
stuff.
flesh wound.
You just
You guys remember that show Scarred?
Yeah, I remember that show. Wow, MTV Glory Days,
Yeah,
man.
the glory days. Yeah,
Scarred.
I couldn't watch that show. Like, that shit would weird me the
like
fuck out.
It's pretty rough video.
People
But,
seeing like the limbs like snap like that.
anything with like a compound fracture where you see like the bone poke out.
Yeah,
I'm
I was like, no, please turn it off.
Because as the funny part is like as a kid, my favorite thing was Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, "'Tis but a flesh wound. Yeah, your arm's off." It was literally like that with my mom. She would overreact, start hitting me with the alcohol, the hydrogen peroxide where necessary.
Just take a bath.
Yeah. Throw the whole kit away.
I need a new one.
We need a new one.
What's the return policy on this one?
They will
3 years. That's outrageous.
That's all, it reminds me of South Park when Cartman's mom tried to get an abortion when he was 9. That's they take you out. They put your replacement as a black kid. That's all we had on hand at the time.
That's crazy.
Was it that zombie movie where the dude's arm got replaced with the black dude's arm?
Oh, and tried to hurt him? No, that's a different.
No. He
funny.
was like sleeping in the shopping cart. He wakes up. He's like, "Oh, where am I? Why do I have a black guy's arm?"
I feel like that sounds familiar, but I don't.
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
It was. I'm not sure if it was a zombie movie or maybe it's just like he was the only zombie or something.
Okay,
But I'm not sure what the premise was, but it was something like his arm was just a completely different ethnicity, race, everything from him. It was just different.
I definitely don't know what that is. I know of ones where like, well, in BoJack Horseman, the guy running for governor, or he is the governor. He's a woodchuck, and he gets his hands get cut off, and he gets them replaced with like lobster claws or something like that. He finds out that the lobster claws were like belong to like a criminal or something like that. So everyone's like saying, he's
the
a
robot
bad guy
devil
for that reason. Whoa, Fry, Futurama, with the robot devil, and I'm gonna tell you the GameCube story real quick.
Yeah.
So when I was living on Palisade Avenue in Yonkers, New York, my mom and I had just moved in, and the super was showing us like the ins and outs of the apartment, and there was this black kid. I don't know if it's important he's black, named Paris, and he was like, the super was like saying that's his like, I don't know, is it protege, I guess, because the kid like, he's kind of like a street kid. Yeah. He lives in the building, but like the kid's kind of like having a rough life. He's trying to like, I guess, show him the ins and outs of like super if he wanted to maybe go into a trade or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he was in high school. He was older than me, so he was at least in high school, if not like my graduated like near graduation. So he's showing us different things, and Paris showing us like, because we live in the first floor, but it was the first floor, but it was still technically the second floor.
Okay.
He's showing us the fire escape and the window that goes to the fire escape and how like it locks and stuff like that. We're like, okay, cool. So he came. They look in the apartment. They see like my room was set up with the Xbox and GameCube stuff. And I think 2 or 3 weeks later, one time I go home, go to my room, GameCube's gone. So I'm thinking, my mom had this tendency of if I get in trouble, she would take my console. Understandable. So I was just thinking she took it away. So I'm like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. Like, she's like, what are you telling me? I'm like, my GameCube is gone. She's like, what? She's in the room. GameCube, wires, games, everything gone. She's like, I didn't take your GameCube. I'm like, okay, it's a problem. Like, who else could have gotten to the apartment? So we're like wondering, like, what could have happened, this, that, whatever. Then I think either I or my mom noticed that the window next to the fire escape was like open or whatever. It was weird. And we're like, eventually, like, didn't Paris show us something like about that window? Like, yep.
He was pretty much like, this is how I'm going to rob from you.
My mom, he's an idiot because he left like, he made it too obvious. He made it like stick in our mind. My mom rushes upstairs. I'm following after her to make sure she doesn't like get hurt. Like, I heard he's a street kid. I don't know if who else at home is also a street person. So I'm running after her. Mom knocks on the door. Boom, boom, boom. His mom answers the door. She's like, is Paris home? She's like, who are you, Mom? Burst through the door. Oh. No words after that. Went straight to the, what are you doing? Your son took my son's GameCube. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. My mom goes to the back. Whose GameCube is this? That's my son's. No, it's, like the lady said, that's my son's. Mom was like, no, it's not. So my mom had this habit, it's actually really good, of writing my name, my initials on things in places that people wouldn't normally see it, not make it obvious. So she opens the GameCube, and inside the disc like tray or station, whatever you want to call it, in the GameCube, she had wrote MD92.
Yeah.
Opens up, what's there? MD92. Opens the disc jacket, goes to one of the manuals, and a certain page, she wrote it there too. Boom. So he had already sold like most of my games by then. Probably I had a good amount. I had like, because that was my first console, that was my main console. Even though I had Xbox at the time, that was still my main console. So I had like, I would say 20 plus games. And now I only have maybe 10, but I think he took more than half. He sold more than half by that time. And my mom was like, yo, no, like this, that, whatever, blah, blah, your son's this, that, whatever. The only reason I'm not going to call the cops, I figure why I should say I'm going to call the cops. I'm going to call the cops is because this is this. But you know what? Never come to me again, never talk to me again. I don't want to see you, blah, blah, blah. And that was that. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, it was like, what the hell? And he avoided this. Whenever he saw avoided this and everything like that. And eventually they got kicked out because they were bad people.
Okay.
And,
what a protege.
Then later on, I saw him one time when I was working, and he was like super bummy and like homeless. And I was like just happy.
You stole my GameCube.
I was just happy. There was no words necessary. It was eye contact, and that was everything that was needed. Like sometimes it's better when you don't say anything because like you're not even worth me speaking
acknowledging
to you.
you. Yeah, damn, that's crazy.
And I hope he killed himself after.
Oh my god!
Jesus. If he kills himself, he's only taking the easy way out. Let's be fair, Micah. You want to suffer.
But I would like to be the cause of that. I think it would be cool. Like he was thinking about it, but then like that last non-interaction was like he was like, "Yo, I just need someone in life to acknowledge me." Oh, there's that kid I stole that GameCube from. Maybe he'll acknowledge me. Shunned. You know what? It's over.
Actually, I have a GameCube story as well.
Okay,
it's John's GameCube.
Oh no,
he's probably never told the story because it's never come up. All right, so basically, John had a tendency of being friends with very slippery Hispanic people,
scrupulous individuals,
rapscallions,
scoundrels.
Yeah, do it again. So yeah, he was typically friends with like mostly Dominicans because like we're in the Bronx. Mm-hmm. You're gonna be friends with Hispanics, probably gonna be Dominican. So I don't know if he was Dominican or Puerto Rican. Okay. I don't recall where he moved to, but basically he moved away from the Bronx. Took John's GameCube after John let him borrow it for like a week or something. Like he said, "Oh, let him borrow it while like so I could play some stuff while like before I leave and stuff." Mm-hmm. So John's like, "Okay," because he trusted him at the time. So John lets him borrow it. After a while, he's like, "You know what? You should have come back with my GameCube already." He goes to his house, finds out like nobody's living there anymore.
Yo,
and then later on, I forgot when. At one point, he sees him later on, and he's basically, "Give me my shit." John basically goes, presses him, tells him to give everything, goes to his house, takes everything back.
Yo.
That's crazy.
That's cool. That's good. At least he got stuff back.
Insane.
Yeah. Thieves, man.
Yeah.
Teeth in people, man. I don't know. I don't understand it.
This is why I've been carrying a knife since I was 12.
Yeah, I got my PSP stolen off of me.
Oh, dude, I had a gun. I had a gun put to my head because of like, I don't know if you remember a while back when MP3 players were still a thing.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
I had a Zune, okay?
No, I mean the cheap ones.
Oh, before that, yeah, the Panasonic and stuff, yeah.
I don't know if you actually bothered with it.
No, I didn't have one, but yeah.
Okay, so at one point in the trend, it was like there was like a middle point where there were these ones that were like Game Boy kind of clones. So this one was like kind of like a sidekick slide. You slide it up, and then it reveals keys, like the buttons to play games on. Yeah. You could emulate like Super Nintendo, Game Boy, all that good shit. It was good. It was only $100 at the time, which was cheap because most MP3 players were 150, 200 for the quality ones. This one's really good. Got it. Got a memory card for it. Was playing games, having fun with it, and then I come out of school one day when I'm in middle school, 7th grade. Yeah, so I'm walking with my friends. We're just chatting up, talking a lot of smack while we're going back home because I live like roughly a mile away. Mm-hmm. So and it was just a straight walk. So we were walking, and then this dude who's like, at the time he was like 16, 17. I forget because we actually ended up taking him to court. But yeah, so he goes up to me. He's like, "Yo, you got the time?" And I'm like, "Nah, I don't have the time." He's like, "Yeah, you do. You got a phone in your pocket." I'm like, "No, I don't have a phone. This is like an MP3 player or whatever. It's not a phone." And he wouldn't listen, basically. So it was him, and then he had other friends that were walking with him that kind of split off from him and went around the corner behind the building where I couldn't see them.
Oh, yeah.
And basically, I already knew what was going to happen. So he's asking me to see it, and I'm like, "Here, see it." So he goes up to my hand, snatches it, and then he just hits like full tilt. So you know how it is. 12-year-old that's like 5'4" at best is not gonna outrun some guy who was like 6'1" and fast as hell.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened. Down the block at the Popeyes from there, 2 cops told them what happened, and basically they put out they told me to give them a description. They're like and they were like this. They were like, the kid literally got caught the other day for other types of robbery, and the dude is basically like on a streak. So he ended up going to jail for 6 years because his dumbass couldn't just stop stealing.
That's dope. That's good.
Yeah. No, and the cops, not the cops, the DA was telling me, like, you gotta go because the only way we're gonna be able to, like, lower his and also make sure he suffers consequences is literally if, like, everybody testifies against him in a sense. Because then, like, the judge is gonna have to, like, kind of, like, work with him because he's young. And originally he would have gotten, like, 10 years because there were other robberies in that string that were way more expensive than mine. Mine was, like, $150 the most. But his was like there was another one that was like $800. One of them was like $1,400, and it was big amounts of money. And this is like, what is it, 2009?
Yeah,
2009. So the dollar is way stronger at the time. So
global economics into it.
yeah. So the dollar is like way more valuable at the time. So especially it just brings it like higher in the scope of things legally. But yeah,
that's crazy.
Thieves.
Yeah. I guess that's a good note to end it off. Thievery.
Yes. Stop being a bitch and earn your own shit.
Don't be a bad person.
No, it's okay to be a bad person as long as you don't do bad things to people.
Don't be a thief. I'll come for you.
But yeah, I think that's it for the first episode. Let's see how long it takes for us to get taken down or attacked by people on social media.
I hope it's almost immediately.
Yeah,
I hope so. And any
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
That's true.
It's all publicity.
If anyone even listens, we'll see what happens.
Yay! I had fun though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I was expecting it to go way worse than this.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good. Yeah,
all right, cool. Ta. Till then,
Sayonara.
weave.